Good evening. Welcome to Hungarian Public Media's News in English, Hungary Reports. I'm Híradó bringing you today's news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin. Let's get started. Hungarians who live in the center of the coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan have been brought to Hungary safely. They are all healthy, doctors haven't detected any of the virus's symptoms, and their fellow passengers also passed rapid testing. Hungarians brought home from China were transported to the Central Hospital of South Pest in 2 ambulances. They will be quarantined there for 2 weeks.
This aircraft landed early in the afternoon at a military airport near Marseille. The plane brought 250 passengers from Wuhan, the center of the coronavirus epidemic. There were also 7 Hungarians traveling to Europe on the plane who had requested to return home from China. Before takeoff, they underwent 2 medical examinations, one in China and one in France. They are still asymptomatic. They have arrived in France, and from there, military aircraft will bring them home to Budapest. Tamás Mencer explained. There will be medical personnel available to them on board the Hungarian Army's aircraft. At the time of landing, vehicles from the National Ambulance Service carrying a distinctive marker will be waiting for them. But most likely they will not be required, since according to our last information, these citizens are healthy and show no signs of the virus, Cecilia Müller explained. These Hungarian nationals will then be quarantined for 2 weeks in a locked building at the Central Hospital of South Pest. Our news crew has filmed here before. This department is also used to treat patients with tropical illnesses. They are prepared for everything here, and if needed, patients can be accommodated in airtight sealed wards. They will not be able to leave this building in the next 2 weeks and cannot be visited by family members.
Universities have been informed of the most important information regarding the coronavirus, like what to do if a student's health indicates that they may be infected. Institutions use a questionnaire to select students who are at higher risk of infection, for example, if they have traveled to a country where the virus was registered or have met people in recent weeks who came from such areas.
Those who are at risk are exempt from class attendance for 14 days during the incubation period, and the university will constantly be informed of their condition. Fortunately, higher education institutions have yet to come across such cases.
Germans deported from Hungary were commemorated at the Szent József Church in Békásmegyer. The Minister of Finance and MEP of the district, Mihály Varga, said at the event that Hungary's government and its people today reject all opinions and decisions made based on collective culpability. As he put it, it is essential that we recognize the truth of the innocent people who were deported.
74 years ago, on January 19th in 1946, the first train that deported people because of their native language left Hungary, destined for Germany. On the principle of collective culpability, all Germans were blamed for the war and then taken to forced labor camps in the Soviet Union, or to Germany in ruins. Hundreds of thousands of German speakers had to leave Hungary, leaving everything behind. Mária Szabóné Herhoff was only a child when the events took place. It was terrible. We all cried in the evening as they left to the sound of the national anthem. That morning they went to church and prayed to Mary to help them. It was all very sad and hard to witness. Their animals were left behind, from small pets to large farm animals such as cows and horses. There are no words to describe what we lived through, the woman recalled. They were transported in cattle cars on trains to Germany. Every person was only allowed 1 bag weighing 20 kilograms. This was an injustice that can never be justified, the Minister of Finance said. Mihály Varga highlighted, the government and the people of today's Hungary reject all views and decisions based on collective guilt. Justice has to be achieved not by words, but by actions taken for one another and for the future of our common nation. I am convinced that this is what we are doing today, the minister said. Back in 2013, Parliament declared January 19th as the commemorative day of deported Hungarian Germans.
The Budapest Festival Orchestra and the Palace of the Arts celebrated Beethoven on Sunday. Since 2008, they have organized a musical marathon every year, presenting the best of one specific composer each time. This year's Beethoven Marathon featured 11 hours of the composer's pieces.
The most defining musicians of the Hungarian music scene are presenting the best works of one of the most influential composers of musical history at a joint whole-day event by the Budapest Festival Orchestra and the Palace of the Arts. The Beethoven Marathon in the concert hall will go on until late evening with 11 45-minute-long concerts, and Bartók Radio prepared a full-day special broadcast for its listeners. It's a Beethoven Marathon this year to honor the 250th anniversary of Beethoven's birth, and at these times we don't just broadcast concerts, we also invite guests into the open studio, Gábor Weisz said. Presenter Ádám Bősze was the guest host in the studio of Bartók Radio.
Temperatures have been record-breaking once again. It was 18.2 degrees Celsius in Dráva-Szabolcs on Sunday. Such warm weather has never before been recorded in Hungary on February 2nd. The early spring has also confused bears. In the capital, they predicted that winter will stay, but they came to a different conclusion in Miskolc.
Balú the bear of Budapest Zoo sniffs uncertainly as he comes out of his cave. He saw his shadow in the clear sunny weather. This, according to folk tradition, means that the weather is nice for now but will worsen later on and we can expect a long winter, Zoltán Hanga explained. The bears of Miskolc Zoo were on a complete different opinion as they did not see their shadows, so if we listen to them we are going to have a short winter. Dorka and Borka came out at exactly 11 a.m. They saw the food, they have an excellent sense of smell, climbed up the tree, ate the food, had a short rest, then ran and played around, Balázs Homoki said. Zoos and wildlife parks across the country and settlements such as Jászberény and Szeged held bear watches.
Its foundations were laid in the 17th century, yet it's still open today. The Turkish bath in Eger is the last hammam in the countryside from the time of the Turkish invasion. The bath offers its original pools and high-quality wellness and therapeutic services to visitors. Its thermal water is unique. It has radium in it. An exhibit presenting the economic effects, among others, of the Trianon Peace Treaty has opened in Zalaegerszeg. The Hungarian Oil and Gas Industry Museum walks visitors through everyday life in Hungary between the two world wars, using newspapers, photographs, and televised news reports from the era. The exhibit is open until the end of April. That's all for today. Catch the English news every day around 11:20 p.m. local time or stream it anytime online. Coming right up are M1's other foreign language news broadcasts. Thanks for watching. Good night.